Hey guys, what's happening? As we get closer to the holiday season, what we wanted to do is kind of do a service mini-series and touch up on a few things that'll help you with big banquets, but as well will help you with smaller parties.
So going into the big banquets and serving large groups, it can be a little bit tricky, but not as complicated as a lot of people think. We're going to go into wine service, upselling. We're going to talk about pouring margaritas for your table, pouring wine, and give you the tools to be a professional on those large parties.
Absolutely. Before we get started, we want to show you this clip of a guy who's been in the business for over 40 years. He speaks about invisible service, something that I think is just so true and awesome to hear from a guy who's been doing this his whole life and still has the passion. Check this out.
You know, the best service in a restaurant is a service that you don't notice. That's what should be service. You know, the story of the invisible waiter. The waiter should be invisible. You know, you should, when you go into the restaurant, you should be asked if you want a drink. Say hello to you, good welcome, fantastic welcome. The best welcome I had was the other day when I went in at Noma. All the chef, all the waiter were in front of you, welcoming the people. What a beautiful welcome! Thank you again. You know, that's what it is. And you don't see that. So when you go to a restaurant, you know, going through the sequence, you want to be given a drink, you want to be given the menu. Somebody will take in the order, giving you food and wine to be served, and giving the bill when you ask for, and that's it. What you want is all that with a fantastic and sincere approach to welcoming the people. That's what you want. That's what his service is. You know, that's what is the craft. The proper service in a restaurant is the attention the waiter gives it to you. The eye attention which you can put. You know, that's as I mentioned before. That's you should look at the customer. You should not look at the sky and so on. Those are the attention which you got to do. You know, when you need, when a waiter look at you and you see that you don't have any more bread, and he bring you the bread even before you ask for it. When you see your glass is almost empty, to go and refill it, and not to overfill it as well, because that's bad service as well. Have you ever seen also the waiters, sometimes they don't have anything to do, so what they come around and filling up your full glass of wine already. So that's not service for me. They stay away. You know, that's what you want. You know, you want the real good service which you got, and you know that's what you got. You know, the waiter will know when. You know, the discretion of the waiter, to know when to start a conversation, when to stop a conversation. That's to stop a conversation is even more important. You know, it's not to start a conversation. You want a guy. You want a guy which says, yes, I want to talk to the customers, but I got all the customers talking, which need to be served. So you need to have that rapport. And sometimes, you know, when you got a table of 2 and you got a waiter go and talk to them, that's fine. When you got a table of 4, you don't want to talk to the waiter. You want to talk to your friends. So, you know, that's it. Can you leave us alone, please? That's what is service. You know, that's what, that's always, I said, a silent waiter. That's what it should be. You know, that's what is, for me, the most important. So, those are what we call the new art of service now. Before you had the people carving and so on. Now you want those silent things which you need. That's what you got, the invisible art of service. You know, that's a good waiter should know, obviously, what kind of food he's preparing and politely describe to the chef. Yes, that's very important. The waiter is another thing which I always want to say, that the waiter is the chef ambassador. The waiter should be the one which conveys the chef philosophy to the customers without patronizing the customer sometimes as well. Huh? Because
as we approach the holiday season, we're going to talk a little bit about serving big groups. But all these different techniques work perfectly even on a table of 2. Let's start with wine service. Definitely one of the main things you want to do is find the decision maker of the group. Instead of announcing to the whole table what wine they'd like to taste, go to the person who's a little bit more vocal, and you can tell who's going to take the lead on doing the ordering. Once you find this person, stick with them and give them the confidence that they need to make the right decisions. Before we get into wine service, let's look at how we open up a bottle. Find the second lip on the bottle to start to cut the foil around. That way, once you're pouring, the foil is not interfering with the pour into the glass. Next, you don't have to get too fine dining here. Keep it casual. Use the table if you need to. No need to have the napkin hanging over your arm as if you're in a 3-star Michelin restaurant. Always keep in mind how you would serve these guests as if they were guests in your own home.
So wine service at a table actually isn't as complicated or fancy as a lot of people think it needs to be. It's really easy. All you need to do is present the bottle, show the brand and the vintage and varietal. So Joel got Cabernet Sauvignon 2012. The varietal is like Chardonnay or Cabernet. The vintage is what year the grapes were picked. After you open the bottle and pull the cork out, you're going to give the taster, the person that actually ordered the wine, you're going to give them a small taste just to make sure that the bottle hasn't been compromised or corked, which basically just really affects the flavor, and it's really easy for someone to detect. Once the person actually says that the wine's okay and they tasted it, you can actually start pouring a glass for each guest, and you're going to start with the ladies first. So after you've served everyone a glass of wine, you're just going to put the bottle back on the table with the label facing them, and you can keep the cork off to the side. This just gives the wine a little bit of room to breathe. So when you sell pitchers of margaritas, it's best to actually pour the first glass at the bar just to prevent any spilling happening at the table. You can actually bring it out with the pitcher and the glassware looking really nice for your guests. And throughout their meal, you actually want to be refilling their margarita glasses for them as well as their wine. The more that you can pour for them and the less they have to work. And before you know it, the margarita pitcher's gone, the wine's gone, and they're wanting to order a little bit more.
When serving courses, timing is one of the most important details that you have to have down. You have to know how busy the kitchen is, how fast or slow your guests are eating, how long things take to either prepare or get ready to be served. And here is also a huge deal. You never want to be sending out or starting to serve a second or third course when the first one, A, isn't completely finished by the guest, or B, still has dirty silverware, dirty plateware out on the tables. Constantly be pre-bussing and have your extra plateware or extra silverware for the following courses already ready at hand. That way, once you're clean and clear and ready to go, you could start to place the new silverware for the guest. And as described in the video before, it's great to see Moyo here using the technique of invisible service. No need for him to be interrupting guests just to place silverware or clean up. He's doing the job without them even noticing what he's there.
So everything that we just went over, talking about large groups, invisible service, this is actually really great tools for you. No matter how large the party, it could be a party of 22, it could be a party of 4. Steps of service are basically the same, and these are just great tools to help you. We're going to talk about upselling coming up, and these are just really great tools for you guys.
And these are really great tools for you guys. Nikki covered everything, so we're out of here. We'll talk to you guys next week. Take care.
Did I say that like...